December 12th, 2016, listening to the rest of, Mosiah chapter 12. Nope, Mosiah chapter 13, in which Abinadi is preaching to King Noah and his priests after he's been captured. He recites the law of Moses to them, which is we know is the Ten Commandments. And he tells them that if they had taught the people to observe the law of Moses, there would be no need for Abinadi to be there. And so we relate that to us. If we kept all the commandments and observed them and taught others to do so, there would be no need for prophets. But we're human and we're imperfect and we fall short of the glory of God, all of us. So we need prophets. We need someone to direct us and help us to learn better the words of Christ and the gospel of Jesus Christ, to apply the atonement and so on and so forth. And I think that's something that people miss a lot, is that we really can't rely just on the scriptures. And I'm focusing on the Book of Mormon until I'm done with it, which, yes, is the scriptures, but I think it's important to remember that there's a living prophet on the earth today to help course correct us, right? So if we're left to our own interpretation of the scriptures, we can have inspiration for our own lives and our own sphere of responsibility. But as far as a church and a people, we need someone. We need the Lord's mouthpiece. We need to know directly from Him how we are to conduct His business in the world today. And you can't do that with the people varying in their interpretations of the scripture. You need direct revelation. And so that's the point where the people of King Noah got to, and the Lord sent Abinadi to course correct, and they rejected it. There's something else that I was going to talk about. I can't think of it. Hang on. Okay. I remembered. The law of Moses is not the end. Christ is the end of the law of Moses. Okay? These priests, in their own interpretation of the scriptures, have taught that salvation comes by their obedience to the law of Moses, which is not the case. Read anywhere not anywhere, but you can read in the New Testament some of the writings of Paul, or he talks about how the law condemns us, the law doesn't save us. Meaning our disobedience to the law is what will condemn us. Our lack of faith and maybe even understanding of the law. So if we don't obey the law, we condemn ourselves. Obeying the law just turns us to Christ and helps us become more like Him. But the law is not what brings us salvation. Jesus Christ is what brings us salvation. And we have to rely on Him wholly and completely. And then he says that there will come a time where it's not expedient to keep the law of Moses. Why? Because the law of Moses was given to the people of Israel, children of Israel, in the wilderness, because they forgot the Lord easily. So they were given very strict observances, and even kept the letter of the law more so than keeping the spirit of the law. They didn't do it in a spirit of faith. A lot of the time they did it because it was obligatory. And then we see the Pharisees and Sadducees who place a heavy emphasis on the spirit, on the letter of the law, and so they become an oppressive force, even to the point of stoning people for disobeying. And then when Christ comes and he teaches a higher law, and this is exactly what Abinadi is talking about, is the higher law that Christ brings. The higher law that Christ brings and teaches. And so now in our day, we don't observe the law of Moses in its strictness. We try to observe the law or the teachings of Jesus Christ. We think about the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes. Those are the observances that we should keep. It's more of an inward expression of our faith rather than an outward observance of strict laws. So, my thoughts, Mosiah, chapter 13.